1989. Now, I have talked about Batman the Animated Series many times, but this is my first review on the show. I mean, probably all of you already know what I'm going to say, but hey, I'm just going to say it because there might be one or two that don't. So, let's get started on my Batman the Animated Series review. The show started in 1992 and went to 1995, not counting reruns. The Batman the Animated Series was made shortly after was put into production shortly after the Batman movie came out. Because since the Batman movie was a good hit, they decided they wanted a Batman cartoon to follow up with it. So, they gave it to the hands of Bruce Timm and Eric Radomski. Bruce Timm, who had worked on Tiny Toons before that, immediately took hold of the show, and they wanted to make it a series cartoon. It was Warner Brothers' first series cartoon they ever did. They wanted to make it dark so it was good, relatable to the comics, but they also didn't want to make it too dark that kids wouldn't watch it on Saturday morning cartoons. The show also incorporated the music from the movie. Danny Elfman's score was predominantly shown in there and was Batman's theme song. Now, this show changed a lot of things. I mean, it also did a lot of firsts. This was actually the very first show that ever had actual firearms, that had guns.
Oh, Batsy!
Stop shooting, you lunatic! We're sitting on a powder keg!
No other show's done that before. Like, all shows like G.I. Joe and stuff, they all had laser guns. Laser dude, yeah. But this was the first show that ever used guns. Also, this was one of the very first shows ever to use blood. Every now and then, Batman would get scratched or punched in the face, and he would have some blood on his face. And I don't believe any shows did that before. Now, in this show, you had Batman's greatest villains. I mean, you have the Joker, you have Two-Face, you have the Penguin, you have Poison Ivy, you have Killer Croc, you have Ra's al Ghul, you have the Scarecrow and Clayface, you have everyone. Now, the voice acting behind this is Kevin Conroy as Batman, and they had a tough time deciding who to find for this role. But when they found Kevin Conroy, and he did that low, dark voice.
A weekend date, huh?
This is one sister act that's hard to follow, Alfred.
They said, we're done. We have found the voice of Batman. The voice director is Andrea Romano, and she, I think, is like the best voice director ever. Every single thing she touches, I just love the voices for him. She's perfect. The also voice talents is Mark Hamill. You might know him as Luke Skywalker, but in here, he plays the always creepy, always funny Joker.
Rightio!
This has a lot of voice talents to this show, and it changed more than just cartoons. It also changed comics. The character of Mr. Freeze, for example, was never really a serious character before. In the Adam West days, he was just a character that was like, I will freeze you all, the Batman, chill. That sounds familiar. But thanks to this show, they made Mr. Freeze a more tragic character and a more tragic story, more character-driven guy.
Take it easy, man. I got you.
Leave him. He should have been more careful. Now he's paid the price for his incompetence.
But he's one of us.
Then perhaps you'd like to share his fate.
And it's lasted a very big imprint on the character. And that's just the way he is now. If it wasn't for the show, he might still just be a crazy mad scientist. Also, this show has changed. It has added its own character to the. Well, it's actually added more than one, but there's a character, Harley Quinn. Harley Quinzel is one of the best female characters of comics, and she was created here on Batman the Animated Series.
Think I'm in love.
Auga, ooga. Ow!
Excuse me, boys. Didn't your mommies tell you that's not the nice way to get a lady's attention?
Oh, and what are you gonna do? Spank us?
That's right, pigs. And here's the paddle.
Wow!
She was not supposed to be anything more than just a hench girl. I mean, and like that's all she was. Like Paul Dini, one of the writers and the creator of Harley Quinn, thought, hey, why don't we just make one of Joker's henchmen a hench girl, give her a suit, and he named her Harley Quinzel after one of his friends, Arlene Sorkin. And Arlene Sorkin ended up doing her voice and did a great job with it. Now, the show had many good episodes, and it's one of my favorite TV shows ever. I mean, this show was dark but realistic. Sometimes it was realistic, sometimes it was way off the ball. I mean, some episodes Batman would be fighting the mob, the others he's fighting giant chickens. I'm not exaggerating here. There are episodes where he fights a giant chicken and a giant cow. But it does it well. It's not lame. It is the farthest thing from lame ever. I mean, if it wasn't for this show, we wouldn't have a lot of other shows. If it wasn't for this, we wouldn't have Superman, the animated series, Justice League Unlimited, Batman Beyond. We wouldn't have any of them. This is a series that started, serious cartoons and taking superheroes seriously in other mediums than just comic books. I mean, this show has done so much for Batman and the superheroes in general. I mean, and it had 3 movies after it. One was Mask of the Phantasm. The other was Sub-Zero, and Mystery of the Batwoman. Yeah, they were all great, and this is just a great show. It went into and it evolved, more on. Like, it went from just Batman and Robin to the other Robin, the first Robin graduating to Nightwing, then Batgirl joins the group with a younger Robin. And it evolved big time, and it went all through the whole thing. It went through the whole history of Batman. Everyone was perfectly cast. Like, they had a great guy doing Alfred and Commissioner Gordon, and they just have lots of lovable characters. They also created another character that was created on this show was Renee Montoya.
Simmer down, party boys. You'll be out tomorrow morning.
Montoya.
Who was also inducted into the comics and is now the new Question. She was made by the animated series. And yeah, this was just a really well done series. And in my mind is the greatest superhero cartoon ever. I mean, there's just no other way to go about it. The voice acting is perfect. The animation is great to look at. It's had great movies. It's had everything you'd want for Batman. I mean, you got Mark Hamill as a Joker. What more can you want? So, the Batman the Animated Series. If you have never seen an episode, I'm going to kill you. Watch an episode. You can watch it on YouTube. Just watch, because this is the best superhero cartoon ever. So, remember, I'm LazyDude99. If I don't like it, it's not worth it. See you around, guys.
That's all, folks.
Be sure to check out more of my other videos on my channel. And wait for more